What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, excuse the voice. I have a little bit of a allergy thing, and this is what it sounds like after the allergy has flown through, and it's like, basically, what happens with me is I just sneeze like all day for one day, and then I'm exhausted, so I can't sneeze anymore, and this is what it sounds like. Anyway. Some of y'all know. So there's a lot of different news popping off. The 007 state of play thing happened. I can make fun of Sony for not having any games. We don't need to do that. Because Sony does what Sony does. And they decide to just not be a good company. They decide to be the bad guys. They said, let's wake up this morning and not be good. And that's what happened. Was it yesterday? I don't remember what day it was. But Sony decides to effectively increase the price of the PlayStation digital version without actually increasing the price, if that makes sense. Let me explain. So the digital version used to be 1 terabyte, no disk drive, whatever the price is, $4.99, whatever. Now it's $4.99 digital, no disk drive, and they reduced the memory back to the original size, which was 825 or something like that, which in turn comes down to 6 something minus OS and all that stuff, you know. And so I'm like, and they kept the same price, and I'm like, what? Wait, so Sony is literally trying to, or figuring out ways to just nickel and dime their customers. They don't care about y'all. I mean, look, we can say this all day long. We can, there is a part of psychology with these companies, and they know, okay, they know if we're too much money, then, we can't do that. People are going to hate us. Then they're not going to buy a product, blah, blah, blah. There's a whole bunch of, give and take, right? But right now, the position that Sony feels that they're in, they feel that, they're the de facto console. When you say video games, everybody says PlayStation. Then, when somebody goes to buy a video game console, they're going to buy a PlayStation automatically. And so they can do whatever they want. That only lasts as long as another company / competitor comes out with a better product, and it becomes, let's just say, zeitgeist worthy. And it comes out and everybody's talking about it. Oh, yo, you see that new Xbox, son? Is this price? Is that? You see the graphics, blah, blah, blah. That's all it takes. And they, maybe they're just trying to capitalize on the situation as it is now, but they're not looking at the future. And it is dangerous what they're doing, because they are harming and destroying their reputation. The reason why they blew up with the PS4, right? There's a lot of different reasons, right? One of the reasons is because it was cheaper. It was the cheapest console. It was cheaper and more powerful, and the devs loved it. It was easier, so they say, which is not actually true, but whatever. And so there you go. And if you think about what's happening right now, Xbox is doing kind of a, I hate to say PC hybrid. We need to come up with a better term than that. Let's just say an all-in-one environment to make games, or a more PC-centric, or it's just one environment. So let's say I'm a dev, which I am. Let's say I'm a dev making my own game solo, which I'm not. I say, okay, boom, I'm going to make my game. I'm going to throw it on Steam, right? Boom. I can say, okay, that game also works on the Xbox PC platform, whatever that is. I mean, I guess you have to do some certain, there's certain quality control checks you have to go through with Microsoft and all that stuff. But that's, that has nothing to do with the actual functioning of the game, unless it does. But you know what I'm saying? It should work because it's on PC, quote unquote. And so if they use that as the basis, and they don't do anything crazy and say, we're gonna make a bespoke console that can also run PC, I don't know if they should do that. I think they should just be like, yo, the PC version is the Xbox version. The Xbox version is the PC version. It is Xbox. This is Xbox. Xbox is the game, not any bespoke version. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to instill that into everyone's vernacular, everyone's mindset. And that's what it actually is. If you think, you say, okay, I'm going to play Gears of War. What's that? That's an Xbox game. It's a Microsoft game. They own the game. That's the game. Where are you playing it? Doesn't matter where I'm playing it. Why does it matter to you where I'm playing my games? I'm going to play it. I could play you if you got the same game. I could play you because Microsoft believes in crossplay, which Sony does not. Sony is so anti-crossplay because they want everybody to buy the PlayStation version. They're so bass-ackwards, and all of their anti-competitive and anti-consumer practices throughout the years are coming back to bite them in the ass. And now, look at Helldivers. Is Helldivers crossplay? I will assume it is. Did Microsoft have to pay that $26,000 or whatever it is to, enable crossplay with PlayStation? I don't know. And that was a leak from the documents from, I think, the Apple case or something like that. The Apple versus Epic. I was like, huh? And that's another reason why Sony is their pieces of shite, because they don't care about devs. If they did, then why are they charging for crossplay? Because if they're making a game, Helldivers 2, that's their game, right? Don't you want more people playing it, regardless of where they're playing it? Oh no, we want people to buy a PlayStation. See how that it's back ass, it's bass, backwards, it's dumb, and that's what's happening with PlayStation right now. But them raising, being anti-consumer, raising the price, essentially raising the price, because they're giving you less for the same price. And that's what their recent stick has been. It's been like, oh yeah, we're just gonna take games out of PS Plus, same price. Yeah, less games, same price. We're taking these games out, not putting that, same price. Here's the same box, less memory, same price. Like, how are you cutting the value and charging us the same? It's literally anti-consumer, right in your face, slap, right across your forehead. And nobody said, I've not seen anyone except for Xbox people. I haven't seen any ponies, donkey, unicorn say anything about this. I haven't heard any cries from the Sony community, which should be happening, because if you don't say anything, then they will continue to do this bullshit. Excuse my French. And that's just it. And the thing is, it's like the casuals don't see that. They're just like, oh, I'm gonna buy it. They're oblivious to all these little nuances that happen in the industry. They just say, oh, everybody's got PlayStation, I'll buy PlayStation. How much is it? Okay, how many gigawatts does it have? I don't understand words and numbers and stuff. 825 is bigger than 1. So that's a lot of memory, right? They don't get it. And that's what Sony's kind of banking on too. But actually, they are. But they also realize that these people aren't buying the PlayStation for PlayStation games. And so Sony needs to sell as many consoles as they can for those Fortnite players, for that Fortnite money, for the Minecraft money, for all the games of service monies that they do not have. We just saw, I think Dirt and Sean and them, WBG crew, shout out to them. They just put out a show yesterday, and he put up I think it was the MAUs for last month, for August. And there were, I believe, 3 Xbox games in the top 15, I think it was 15, on Xbox at least. I think there were 2 on PlayStation. Guess how many PlayStation games were on that list? Guess how many? Zero PlayStation. Even Helldivers. Wait, was Helldivers 13? I don't think Helldivers was on the top. I might be wrong about that. I think Helldivers might have been number 13 on PlayStation's list, but that's it. PlayStation got no games. they got it's really telling. And I've been watching. Alex has been. I got a shout out. I got a shout out to Alex. I gotta get in contact with him, because actually he's probably my neighbor, because we live in SoFly. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should hang out sometimes. But I'm just saying, look, he's been going hard on these fools, because these fools have been going hard on him, or trying to at least. And the last one I saw, he was talking about MBG, and MBG. Dude, MBG, okay, this is what happened. So Alex put out a video talking about Helldivers 2 proves the failure of PlayStation, or something like that, paraphrasing. But that was the title. It was I don't think it was clickbaity, but it was clickbaity for the uninitiated. It was clickbaity for the less intelligent people. And, that's how that works. You word it a certain way, and it'll trigger some people, and then it'll cause them to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. And MBG fell for the banana in the tailpipe. Get it with the banana. Anyway, and he went on for like 40 minutes. Alex's video was 40 minutes, and he was like, MBG didn't watch his video, and in the video he explains what he means, and everything that MBG was saying, Alex explained in the video. And I'm like, this is how they do it, man. They don't watch stuff. They just look at that's flame bait. That's just a clickbait. That's blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, fine. But at the same time, you should watch the content to see what your boy's talking about. Because if you think it's clickbait, then you have to look at the actual content of the video. Because I do the same thing. I'll try to do some little inflammatory titles or something that'll, because it really is about the algorithm, honestly. And I won't straight up lie in my titles, but I might leave a word out or two. But if you look at what the title is and you look at what the content is, it's all connected. It's all about interpretation. And that's one of the tricks that us YouTubers do. But it's not necessarily disingenuous. It's just it's just part of the game, to be honest. I don't, it's fun sometimes. It's almost like a creative writing exercise. You're like, oh, let me see how goofy I could put this title in without it being an actual lie. You know what I'm saying? But some of these fools, they just straight up lie. They lie in the title, and they literally. What was it? I was listening to I forgot who it was. It was this morning, and they clipped out a piece of Mooch and whoever else is on his show, and Mooch he just literally lied, and I forgot what he said, but it was a straight up lie, and I was like, wow, they're like in super denial. They don't even want to like recognize or to kind of put out there that PlayStation's going down. What they're doing is bad. It's bad for consumers. It's bad for y'all. Ponies and Donkey Unicorns should be furious at PlayStation right now, but they're not. They're making excuses for a corporation that don't give a damn about them. Look, if Microsoft did the same thing, and they've been not nice in the past, I would even say evil, if you will. But since Phil Spencer jumped in, it's been better. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's the best. I'm just saying it's been better. They have the foresight. They're looking at the future. They're like, okay, that's cool. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, all right, look, you guys are doing some stuff. I understand it's a business. He understands it's a business, and he said that. He said, this is a business. We got to make sure the business is good. And boom, right? I mean, that's first and foremost, but at the same time, we offering value. And if we could do both, we could offer value to our customers and keep our business good. Everybody wins, right? When everybody plays, everybody wins, or whatever they're saying. Look, it's literally a difference in methodology and culture in these two companies. I don't know if it's a Japanese thing, because Nintendo's on some stuff too. It seems like the Japanese video game corporations now, today, are kind of evil. Now, can you say that about Square Enix? I mean, look, they stopped doing exclusivity because they weren't making enough money. And once again, it's all about money with these corporations, right? But how do you do it? They were there before. They were like in bed with Sony, right? They were like in bed with PlayStation. Maybe it was xenophobia. Who knows? Maybe it was just because they were both Japanese companies. I don't know why, right? But they realized that don't work anymore. And so what always makes corporations change, switch, and do things is money. They can make more money. They're going to do the thing that makes them more money. That's what Square Enix did. That's what a lot of these corporations did. That's what Sony's doing. More money. Oh, we just put it on X. Oh, more money. Oh, okay. And these donkey unicorns and these ponies are trying to downplay the success of Helldivers. Helldivers is going to reach over 1 million on Xbox. And, last video sold faster on Xbox than on PlayStation. How does that work? I mean, I think I explained last video where it's proof that there are more hardcore gamers on Xbox, basically. And that type of game is, and that's what shooter box, right? Y'all want to, it's just a shooter box, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? You make a shooter game, you put it on a shooter box, it's going to sell better than Sad Dad Walking Box. I don't know what you want me to call a PlayStation, but that's what it kind of is. So when they come out with God of War, Egypt, or whatever they're going to call it, and he's sad walking through pyramids, then y'all could be like, yay, we got it again, yay. I don't know. Seems like them type of games are starting to get played out. But who knows? I mean, I don't even know who's doing that next God of War. I mean, that's just whatchamacallit. That's just a rumor. I saw a screenshot or somebody did an AI thing. I was like, oh, that looks not good. Because it was like Kratos with the... I was like, no. That don't look good. No. But yeah. I mean, look. Bottom line, I think console war is the wrong term, right? And it was a console battle, right? Because the war is not just about consoles. The war is everything. The war is the video game war. So if you want to say who won the video game war, no one, because the battles are still happening. And so the battle of the console is over. And that's where we have to think about it. It's not console war, it's a console battle. Who won the console battle? I mean, that's actually it's not over technically because they're still making consoles. Xbox is making new consoles, PlayStation is making new consoles. Who's to say? What if next generation Xbox takes the lead again with sales, zeitgeist, Xbox becomes the de facto name for video games again? What happens then? Who wins the console war? Or is it, oh no, the console war is over, so Xbox can't win? That's why you guys want to say it's over? Because y'all are afraid Xbox might win? That's where I say the actual physical console war, or the battle of the consoles, let's just call it that, it's still ongoing, like I said, but it is being changed and it is evolving because of what Xbox is doing. And I mean, Steam, I think they just announced the Steam what's it called? It's not the machine, obviously. The Steam Sprocket, I forget. I totally forgot what it was called. But yeah, they have like I guess it's a rumored little desktop, not desktop, but under the TV type of console thing. And the name is not offensive. I forgot what it is, but it's like, okay, the Steam Sprocket. I don't know. That would have been better, right? The Steam Frame. That was Steam Frame. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, so like, look, all this like console battle of the consoles, all this stuff. It's fun. We do it because it's not like the dozens, but it's good to have kind of competition within the communities. Once again, we have to keep it civil and not be too harsh on each other, but keep it spicy, because honestly, it's actually now I think about it, it's really tied to people's livelihood, like Reforge and all these other people who are just doing that and don't have like a actual 9 to 5. And I'm always gonna like this channel is not. I'm never gonna really. Maybe when I retire 59 years from now, I'm like, oh, I'm just doing my channel, everybody. I'm gonna eat my little TV dinner in front of and play my Xbox, like boop beep beep boop boop. Of course, my whatchamacallits will be done by then. My reflexes. Nah, I'm gonna be playing video games forever. I don't care what y'all say. Anyway, so like I said, the battle of the consoles rages on. Video game war. No one's won it. No one. I mean, as I see it, it's like saying who won the movie war. You know, who won the TV war. You know, there's top dogs, there's top players, yes, but does that mean they win? Did they win, or is the battle still going? And the battle is always going. Like, you know, before Netflix came around, it was Blockbuster. They were winning. So it's not about who won, because the battle will never, you know, the war is, you know. So it's about who's winning at the moment. And that's, I think, that's probably how we should kind of look at it moving forward, because there's too much money in video games for video games to disappear, to die off. Even so, I've been peeping and there's this one up the street called Flynn's Arcade. I'm talking about arcades, physical places where they have arcade games. It's called Flynn's Arcade, you know, Tron. I was like, huh? How is this like right up the street? And he has I don't know, the person who owns that actually has like a side store, like a hobby shop for I guess games and RC or whatever. I don't know. I haven't been in the shop yet, or the arcade. But every mall that I've been in, you know, malls are going away too. Whatever. Not really, but there's an arcade. I go to Sawgrass. There's an arcade. I go to Pembroke Pines Mall. Arcade. There's just malls around here. I don't know if Boca has an arcade. But Broward County got a bunch of arcades. Florida. And I guess Vegas has them too, you know. I think they still have them in Disney. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been to Disney. But they used to have an arcade there too. They used to have Power Drift. I was like, oh, Power Drift. Anyway. But video games aren't going anywhere. That's my point. And yes, the arcade scene has transformed more so to a ticket redemption place, but they still have games. They still have ride games. Basically, there was one ride. It was a ride game. It's like a motion, 2 seats, and you just put it in, and I think there's a gun on it, where you shoot the creatures. But it's just like a 4DX movie, except it's just a game, and you're on a roller coaster or something. I was like, oh, okay, that's cute. And so it's like, oh, okay. I mean, when we were kids, that would have been dope. So you know, of course, there's a lot of kids. There's a lot of, like I said, ticket redemption machines and stuff that they get a goofy little plastic toy at the end. But you know, that there's a bowling alley. All these things still exist. But we, the Gen X, who grew up on video games, where it started, where we need to evolve too. And some of us are going to PC, because ultimately that'll be where it all ends, because honestly, PC is the foundation of video games. Y'all may not believe it, but it is, and I'm gonna tell you why. So Sega made a game, I want to say 10, 20, I don't remember how long ago it was, maybe 20 years ago, but it was a horse racing game, right? And it wasn't a horse racing game where you're racing the horses. It was a game where you bet on the horses that are racing. The horses are computer AI, whatever. And so you bet on the horse, and I forget what it's called. So I was watching a YouTube video where this dude bought one of the machines, if you will. It's a computer. It was a computer. They had 2 different versions. They had the weaker version that were part of the satellite machines, where there's one big main machine with the big screen, and then there's a bunch of satellite with little smaller screens. And so he took it. But he couldn't use it because there's a special key that they needed to actually run the game. And obviously the key wasn't with this PC that he got. And I'm looking at it's literally off the shelf PC, literally off the shelf PC. And for the time, it was like, okay, that's pretty good, whatever. I think he got it running, the PC itself, but so he could look at the specs. But I'm like, yeah, they're all PCs basically. I mean, bespoke, boards and such, and chip layout and stuff like that. But it's all computers. It's all PC. And so all these idiots that are out there crying about the console, I haven't heard that in a while, because they're starting to realize that, it doesn't actually matter what you're saying. The fact is, this is what they are. They're specialized computers. Everything. My phone is a specialized computer. Your car radio is a specialized computer. There's a literal computer in almost every car today. My old ass car has a computer. She's still running too. Anyway, I've rambled long enough. I appreciate y'all hanging around. Like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you think about PlayStation literally raising the prices of PlayStation 5s again in a sneaky way. Sneak way. They didn't do it like, oh, we're going to raise it. No, they said, let's take some stuff out. And I'm sure they took more out than just lower the memory. And that's a big, what did they say? $40 maybe? On like from one terabyte to 825? What is that? Maybe $20. Let's just be generous. Say $20 they're saving per console, which means they're making $20 more than they would have if they would have kept the one. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, the fact that these Dunk Unicorns and Ponies aren't saying anything, and they aren't putting their foot down, and they aren't making a stink about it. Once again, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep wrecking the industry in their own way. And it's not even about, this is bad for PlayStation. This is bad for the industry. It's just like Nintendo when they put out $80 games. That's bad for the industry. Microsoft tried to follow suit. Then everybody's like, no. And they're like, okay. Yeah, it's too soon. Basically, they're going to try to do it again. But I don't know if that's going to catch on. I don't know how many, creators or, developers, publishers are going to try to do $80. I will probably guarantee Sony will probably do it next. This fall, this holiday season, I think is safe as far as Microsoft, but I don't know what Sony's gonna do. We'll see. But I appreciate. I'll talk to y'all on the next one too. Wait.